If God wanted man to be happy, he would not have given him free will. I am not concerned with your happiness. I am concerned with your greatness. If you want to be happy, seek out a good mood, find a pleasant occupation, eat candy and sip sweet drinks. But greatness is a different matter. This is a hard thing for you to understand. You are not used to thinking great thoughts. Well, then let me make it clearer. Happiness does not appeal to my instincts. I do not care about happiness. Happiness is not my goal in life. My goal is to become who I am. I want to become strong, powerful, and free. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the premier source for news, entertainment, and motivation, unfiltered and unbiased. Here, we believe in giving you the information you need to see the world for what it is and making you think for yourself. We don't care about getting canceled or being politically correct. So let's dive in. You know the feeling when you read something and it hits you so deeply that you feel like the author must have known you personally, known your deepest desires, your greatest fears, your inner battles. That happened to me with Nietzsche. And in this video, I want to share with you how he destroyed my old beliefs. Nietzsche is one of those rare authors who doesn't just expand your mind, but blows it open. In this video, we're going to discuss the dark side of Nietzsche, the part that terrifies people and makes them want to cancel him. But before we start, remember to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to be a part of our community where we discuss things that matter and help each other to become better versions of ourselves. Also, stick around until the end to learn about our special project. I want to start by saying that I love Nietzsche. There's something about his writing style that just feels like home. It feels like the person I am becoming. For example, in Twilight of the Idols, he says, "Beware that when striving after happiness you do not sink into the vulgar herd." Now, I can completely relate to that, and I imagine many of you can, too. You know, the struggle to be yourself, to go against the norm and to not settle for a life that is mediocre. Now, if you know anything about Nietzsche, you know that he's not a saint. There are parts of his work that I do not agree with, and in this video, we'll talk about some of those dark aspects. Before we continue, I want to share a story about a friend. When I first started reading Nietzsche, I was scared. I mean, here I was, a young guy trying to figure out life, and this German philosopher from the 1800s was telling me how everything I knew and believed was wrong. It was unsettling, but in the best way possible. Like it forced me to really think about what I believed in and why. And I realized that much of what I had been taught by society and by my parents just didn't make sense. Nietzsche was right. Most people are weak. They don't think for themselves. They just do what they're told. And that includes me. I had been living a life that was safe, comfortable, and expected of me. But deep down, I knew that there was more to life than that. I wanted more. Nietzsche showed me that it was possible to live a life on my own terms. A life full of passion, creativity, and purpose. I mean, just look at his work. It is a testament to the power of the human spirit. The man was sick for most of his adult life, and yet he produced some of the most brilliant and influential work in history. He was a true original thinker. He wasn't afraid to speak the truth, no matter how controversial it was. And that's something I admire. There's a quote from Nietzsche that has stuck with me. "The man who has a why can endure anyhow." Nietzsche was a soldier. He fought on the front lines of life. He wasn't afraid of pain, fear, or death. He knew that these were just part of the human experience. He didn't try to escape from them. Instead, he embraced them and used them to fuel his work. He understood that suffering can make us stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. One thing that Nietzsche taught me is that we shouldn't be afraid of being alone. In fact, he said that it is necessary for the growth of the individual. Being alone gives us the opportunity to really get to know ourselves and to develop our own unique identity. It's in solitude that we discover who we truly are. Nietzsche also taught me that we should never give up on our dreams. Even when things are tough and we feel like giving up, we should keep moving forward. As he said, "He who has a why can endure anyhow." Nietzsche was a dreamer. He dreamed of a world that was free from the shackles of morality, a world where people were free to be themselves. His dream was a world of beauty, creativity, and individuality. And I believe that we should all strive to create that world. Nietzsche has taught me so much, and I know that I will never stop learning from him. He is one of the most important influences in my life, and I am so grateful for that. If you haven't already, I highly encourage you to start reading his work. It may be challenging at times, but trust me, it will be worth it. Now, I want to talk about some of the darker aspects of Nietzsche's work and why some people want to cancel him. One of the main criticisms of Nietzsche is that he was elitist. He believed that not all people are created equal and that some are simply better than others. He called these people the Übermensch or the Superman. Now, this is seen as a negative thing in our society today because we value equality above all else. However, I believe that Nietzsche was onto something here. We all know that there are people out there who are just better at certain things than others. Some people are better at sports, academics, or the arts, and that's just how it is. We cannot deny this fact, and we should not try to change it. Equality is a myth, and it is harmful to society. Nietzsche was right when he said that equality is a lie. There is no such thing as equality, and we should not pretend that there is. We should celebrate the fact that we are all different and that we have different abilities. We should encourage people to excel and to be the best that they can be. Another criticism of Nietzsche is that he was anti-democratic. He believed that democracy was a form of government that led to mediocrity and that it stifled greatness. He saw democracy as a way for the masses to control the few, and he feared that this would lead to the downfall of civilization. Nietzsche was a man who valued excellence, and he saw democracy as a threat to excellence. I can understand where he was coming from, but I don't necessarily agree with him. I believe that democracy is not perfect, but it is the best form of government that we have ever come up with. Yes, it can lead to mediocrity at times, but it can also lead to greatness. The United States is a prime example of this. We are a democracy, and we have produced some of the greatest minds and the greatest innovators in history. Of course, we have also produced a lot of mediocrity, but that's the risk you take when you have a democratic system. Another thing that people criticize Nietzsche for is his attitude towards women. He was a product of his time, and he held some views that are now considered to be sexist and anti-feminist. He believed that women were inferior to men, and that they were not capable of the same level of intellectual and creative achievement as men. This is obviously not true, and it is harmful to perpetuate these kinds of stereotypes. Women are just as capable as men, and they have made many contributions to society. To say that they are inferior to men is just plain wrong. However, the worst thing that people criticize Nietzsche for is his association with fascism and Nazism. His work was appropriated by these movements and used to justify their hateful and destructive ideology. This is ironic because Nietzsche was actually opposed to nationalism, and he was critical of the Nazis. Nevertheless, his work has been tainted by this association, and this is unfortunate because Nietzsche was a man who was ahead of his time. He was a visionary who saw beyond the limitations of his era. He was a true genius, and he deserves to be remembered for his contributions to philosophy and to our understanding of the human condition. Despite all the hate and controversy surrounding him, I admire Nietzsche. He was a man who dared to be different, who dared to speak the truth, no matter how controversial it was. He was a man who lived a life on his own terms, and he never gave up on his dreams. I hope that if he were alive today, he would see that his work has had a positive impact on the world, and that his ideas continue to inspire people to this day. But now it's time to hear from you. What are your thoughts on Nietzsche and his work? Do you agree with some of his ideas, and do you think he was right about anything? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to be part of our community where we discuss things that matter and help each other to become better versions of ourselves. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to be part of our community where we discuss things that matter and help each other to become better versions of ourselves. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to be part of our community where we discuss things that matter and help each other to become better versions of ourselves. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to be part of our community where we discuss things that matter and help each other to become better versions of ourselves. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to be part of our community where we discuss things that matter and help each other to become better versions of ourselves. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to be part of our community where we discuss things that matter and help each other to become better versions of ourselves. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to be part of our community where we discuss things that matter and help each other to become better versions of ourselves. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to be part of our community where we discuss things that matter and help each other to become better versions of ourselves. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to be part of our community where we discuss things that matter and help each other to become better versions of ourselves. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to be part of our community where we discuss things that matter and help each other to become better versions of ourselves. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to be part of our community where we discuss things that matter and help each other to become better versions of ourselves. Also, check out the description for a special offer just for our viewers. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.